Bernie Madoff was the king of Ponzi schemes, and that Ponzi scheme was worth $65 billion. What's up?
Crypto Madoff के बारे सुना है?
कौन है?
अपना भाई SBF इधर. Ponzi scheme worth $50 billion.
In this video, we're going to talk about what the hell happened with the FTX exchange and ये पूरी story क्या है. We'll also talk about the future and what's going to change. And today I have a very close friend of mine, Shiv Mehta. He is from a fantastic university, as you can see, very well educated, and wrote a book, Protocols of Money, on blockchain and crypto and all of that. So batao, sir.
Thank you.
FTX coin was down 90% in 2 days. Exactly. Okay, holy shit. $16 billion is what Sam was worth.
Exactly. He was in Bloomberg Billionaires Index.
Yeah.
$16 billion during the start of previous week.
Yeah.
CZ, he's the overlord basically. He's the founder and CEO of the largest crypto exchange by a big margin called Binance.
So Binance is number one, FTX is number two.
Yeah, but the difference between them when it comes to trading volume is huge.
Okay.
So he tweeted, and this is where, you know, just like how people, they hear what the central bank governors are saying to understand what the next interest rate cycles are going to be. He went on tweet and said, we are selling FTT tokens as a post-exit risk management strategy. Word went out that shit is going to get real. People started withdrawing money from FTX exchange.
And then there was one tweet and he became worth 800 million.
800 million, and the next day, $3.
So
and then now he's negative.
So just 2-3 days and he's gone from 16 to 0.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. But to understand how this happened, let's understand Sam's history, right? How did he get here? How did he become the owner of a crypto exchange? So we'll start with the story of Kimchi Premium.
Yeah, why not Kimchi Premium?
Okay.
So Kimchi Premium is a term that became famous around 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And that was because there was the price difference between Bitcoin in US exchanges and Asian exchanges like Korea and Japan, but mostly in Korea.
Korea, so I'll write Korea, okay. Fine.
Yeah, and kimchi is, you know, one of the popular dishes, so that's why the term Kimchi Premium.
And this is what was he trading between these two?
So in US, he was buying Bitcoin.
Okay.
Because in Korea, it was trading at a premium, and he was selling Bitcoin in a Korean exchange.
Okay, so basically, he would, if US it was trading at 100,
yes,
and Asia it was trading at 110, what he'd do is he would buy here, correct?
Yes.
And then he would short here.
He would sell.
You can short, right?
Short, yeah.
So let's say prices would then eventually come to a median. At some point, it would come to say 105, and this would say come to like say, I don't know, 106. So because
not even that.
Not even that.
Not even that, because at that time the crypto exchange infrastructure wasn't that great.
Right.
So actually it's crazy, but this is an unregulated market. It used to happen. They used to buy Bitcoin at, let's say, $100.
Yeah.
And then they used to transfer the Bitcoin in some cases to the Korean exchange because it's a decentralized currency, right?
Oh my God.
So they used to transfer the Bitcoin.
And they just sell it for 110.
And they used to just sell it for 110.
Okay, this is what you do in financial markets. You don't even need to do this.
Yeah, so, but now the markets in crypto have become a little...
I'm going to write this again.
Yes.
So he would buy 100.
Yeah.
Then he would transfer.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like IMPS, but for crypto. He would transfer it to my Asia. And then I wouldn't sell, right? I wouldn't short. I would just sell.
You would just sell.
So, oh my God, I was literally buying aloo at 100 rupees here and selling the aloo at 110.
Yes.
And he did this and he made how much money a day?
Well, he used to say that he used to make $1 million every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
$1 million a day. So and he did this for many months. That's how he made 20, 30, 40 million is where
That's how he became a millionaire, and then he decided to quit his job and, you know, start
He wasn't a genius at this point. He just knew how this worked and he just made money from it.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, all right, okay, cool. This is interesting. So this guy, he's from MIT.
MIT physics graduate.
Physics graduate.
His parents are also a professor of law.
Okay, and he worked at Jane Street, which is a quant firm, which is
one of the largest, most respected.
You have a friend at Jane Street.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I mean, I was envious of him because I was like, he clearly made billions.
There's this amazing video that Nas made of him in an island.
Most generous billionaire.
Oh my goodness. And
Effective altruism.
And he's like, he's giving it away. I said, dude, yahan to company nahi chal raha hai, and he's made billions of dollars.
He definitely gave a lot of customers money away, that's for sure.
But you know what's cool? What's cool is that, so after he made all this money, I think he decided to start his own fund, right?
That is the Alameda Research Fund. That's what he started with.
So this is a crypto hedge fund.
Crypto hedge fund.
He would trade.
Crypto only, yes.
Okay.
It was a crypto-only hedge fund, and now the documents, the pitch deck is leaked about Alameda Research. Everybody knows this, but let's talk about this anyway.
No, I'll ask them. So you tell me, if I offered you a product that if you invested, I guaranteed, guaranteed 15% a year, would you believe me? I hope you didn't say yes. Because when someone guarantees money, something's off, right?
Exactly, and I think that's a good point that you made. And you got to understand, this is 15% in America in a low interest rate environment, where banks give you less than 1% in the savings account.
India का 25%.
India का 30%, उससे भी ज़्यादा. मतलब कोई आपको कह रहा है कि guarantee 30% दो, ये loan है. In Alameda Research pitch deck, it was written that we are going to treat this as a guaranteed loan, and we're going to pay it to you back. And within the pitch deck, it also said that they have demonstrated 110%.
What was he doing? ऐसा क्या trading strategy?
Look, that's the thing about quantitative trading fund, right? It's like a black box.
No one knows.
No one knows.
IP.
They just
so it was a Ponzi scheme.
Not at that time.
Of course it was, right? I mean, he's guaranteeing 15%.
I mean, yeah, it could be alleged that it was a Ponzi scheme.
मैं explain करूँ Ponzi scheme
हाँ,
क्या
बिल्कुल,
है? ठीक है.
बिल्कुल करो.
So Ponzi scheme, देखो बहुत cool scheme है, ठीक है? इसमें you have some money over here, then you have another client's money, another client's money, another client's money. You get it, right? You have multiple clients and उनका money. I've put them as boxes because this box belongs to you. You just invested in it.
Unfortunately.
Tushar invested in. No, I'm MIT grad. It's okay.
Safe है फिर तो.
यार कोई problem नहीं.
Social proof है.
अरे tension नहीं. तो say अंकुश का पैसा है यहाँ पे because you know अंकुश believes my stories. तो everyone's invested. Now I say guaranteed 15%. So this has to grow.
Yes.
Now ideally you have to invest with genius and then money has to come back. But देखो अपन है lazy, right? I will not do that. So this is Vasant, okay? Vasant, bloody smart guy. He's like, oh, you know, he also looks like Liz Truss, like I drew in some other video. Okay, so Vasant comes and he says, you know, dude, I want my money back. Now, return to aaya nahi hai. So what I'll do is, he'll be like, dude, I want my money back. So what I'll do is, I'll just take Ankush's money and just give it to him and then take a little bit from Swati and add to it and say, hey, I gave you plus 15%. Now, total amount to come ho gaya, but it's okay. I'm a genius. There are a bunch of other people also investing. So this continues to grow.
Yes.
That means my product, just like Facebook, are the users.
That's
it's
true.
not, and this is a Ponzi scheme. This is exactly what Bernie Madoff did. This is exactly how chit fund works. As long as people keep investing and never withdrawing, you know, over here Pandey comes, he says, Pandey says, Mujhe give my money back. I'll just take it from this, give it to Pandey. Pandey is also happy, he's also made 15%. Now, if everyone asks their money back, that plus 15% doesn't exist.
Sure.
And that's the Ponzi scheme. Of course, you know this, I'm explaining it to you guys, but that's what it was. And this is what it seems like Alameda Research is or was.
At a high level, you can say that.
Okay.
At a high level, yes, you can say that. They didn't have the money in one-to-one deposit, FTX, and Alameda Research, the quantitative fund, gambled their way through and lost customers' money. And when the time...
But tab to they had money, a lot of people were investing, it was good. Now, how did FTX happen? He's a trader, he has 20 million, he has a hedge fund. Ho gaya na, enjoy karo life.
नहीं लेकिन effective altruism है ना बंदे को उसने और वो
complicated word
वो इसका फंडा है कि इसने ना बहुत अमीर बनना है ताकि वो चैरिटी दे दे आपने बताया था ना NAS Academy सॉरी NAS उसमें क्या कहते हैं इसने कहा था आया था फीचर हाँ तो effective altruism है इसने वॉरेन बफेट बनना है वगैरह तो तब जाके इसको चैन आएगा सेवियर बनना है अच्छा हाँ सेवियर से याद है सेक्वाया कैपिटल ने पूरा एक पेज इसके लिए लिखा था सेवियर का अब तो वो हट गया लेकिन अगर आप वेब आर्काइव में जाओगे तो देख सकते हो उन्होंने पूरा एक पेज इसके लिए डेडिकेट किया था कि इसे सेवियर कॉम्प्लेक्स है तो एनीवेज
दे मेंट इट इन अ गुड वे और बैड वे
इन अ गुड वे
They invested in it.
They invested a lot of money.
क्या कर रहा है यार?
अरे, okay. तो इन भाई साहब ने exchange बना था, इन्होंने
No. So how did he start the FTX exchange? How did that happen?
Sure. So he started the fund in November 2017, and then he said that okay, there is a market out there that we require an exchange that is low latency, that is trader friendly. ठीक है? तो वहाँ पर इसने पैसे उठाने की कोशिश की, तो वहाँ पर आता है हमारा दोस्त CZ.
Which is Binance.
Binance का CEO और founder.
Already a owner of an exchange, which is huge.
Huge exchange.
Got it.
Huge exchange.
Got it.
So he then gave money to FTX, incubation money, to start an exchange. और इसने अपना ICO भी किया, initial coin offering. ये बहुत popular था क्योंकि crypto में ना venture capital का entry जो है ना काफी late आया, क्योंकि उससे पहले तो venture capitalist को लग रहा था कि भैया ये तो सारा scam है. उसके बाद जब उनके दिमाग में समझ आया कि ये क्या है, उन्होंने कहा हम भी इस scam में घुस जाते हैं, हम भी अपने token launch करेंगे. तो वो काफी late entry आए. उससे पहले ये initial coin offering इसने किया FTT नाम से. And then he raised capital from basically normal people. They gave him their Ethereum and they got FTT tokens, which is not represent.
Oh, so this is crowdfunding.
You can think of it as crowdfunding.
ये सब देखो भूल जाओ, मैं simple बताता हूँ. देखो simple. यहाँ पे भाई साहब आए बोले कि look, I'm going to start an exchange. CZ comes, he's like, it's cool, bro. Here's a couple $1,000,000. He's like, okay, thanks, man. And then he goes on an exchange and says, hey, if you give me your Ethereum, I'll give you these FTT tokens, which is an effective use case in my new exchange. And hey, I'm being backed by the largest exchange in the world, so buy my tokens. And he basically crowdfunded his way into creating this crypto exchange. Am I right?
Very right.
Excellent. So, ये origin story था. Then what happened? Did FTX rise or did it do well?
Look, FTX did rise. 2020 में मार्च में कोविड आया था, न्यूयॉर्क became the epicenter.
Sure.
They announced कि $6 trillion हम रिलीज करेंगे इन स्टिमुलस. तो उसके बाद ना क्रिप्टो जो इंडस्ट्री है ना बहुत राइज हुई.
Okay.
वॉल्यूम्स बहुत ज़्यादा राइज हुए. रिस्की एसेट्स आपने सुना होगा कि गेम स्टॉप, इतने सारे जो एकदम बेकार जो स्टॉक्स थे और जो बेकार क्रिप्टो है वो सारे राइज होने लग गए थे.
Sure.
तो वहां पर FTX also rose. उसकी वॉल्यूम्स इतनी ज्यादा हो गई थी. So there was a leak or there was a financial report that was announced. FY21 में इन्होंने $1 billion रेवेन्यू कमाया.
I like to say this is not like a startup talking about valuations. This is actual revenue.
Actual revenue
of
that they had
7,500 crores revenue. Yeah. Right, equivalent. I converted into rupees. 7,500. अभी तो 8,000 crores हो गया, but back then $75. So USD INR. But ठीक है. 7,500 crores was revenue.
Revenue.
That's amazing, right?
Amazing और second largest exchange हो गए तो बहुत.
So it sounds safe, right? I mean.
Yeah, look, अगर आप इन्फ्लुएंसर की बातें मानोगे जिनके साथ इनकी डील्स थी,
तुम्हारी गलती है.
सेलिब्रिटी एंडोर्समेंट्स को देखोगे वहाँ पर जो स्टेफ करी, Steph Curry was a brand ambassador of this.
Oh, I did not know that.
FTX, हाँ, उसने तो Bored Ape Yacht Club का भी. Anyways.
Oh, wow, okay.
But yeah, he was the brand ambassador of this, and he was doing Crypto Bahamas, doing सब लोगों को Bill Clinton को बुला के लेके आ रहा है, super models को बुला के लेके आ रहा है.
Super models?
हाँ, उसके बारे में बाद में पता. उसके बाद. But yeah, he was doing all that show. And that's where he then eventually got more money from institutional venture capitalists.
Okay.
Like Sequoia was one of them.
But this was a few years. This was not, I mean...
Launched in 2019.
Okay, so that's nothing, man. It's like 1 or 2 years.
Launched in 2019. 2020 में crypto का rise हुआ, volumes increase होने होगी. 2021 में पैसा उठाया.
कितना raise किया? 1, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million? How much?
It was in...
Hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions from... And like established venture capital.
Like who?
Sequoia was one of them.
Okay.
Hudson River Trading was one of them,
okay.
Which is another large.
A16Z था.
A16Z है उसमें.
और Tiger was also there.
Blackstone, Tiger, SoftBank.
But these are the smartest VCs out there, right?
Smart. इसके लिए ना एक अलग वीडियो करेंगे.
Please comments में डालो आपको क्या लगता है.
Due diligence कैसे होती है VC की. सारे VCs ऐसे नहीं होते, लेकिन most VCs का ड्यू डिलिजेंस मेरे को पता है क्योंकि मैं खुद एंजल इन्वेस्टर रह चुका हूं.
But this is how their business works, right? They have some mortalities. I don't know what like representation of the entire capital that they own this investment made. Like if it's, I don't know, more than 10%.
So look, Sequoia did come out with a letter saying that they are writing off their entire investment in FTX, and that represents only somewhere around that, $200 million that they are writing off.
But represented 1-2% of the...
Yeah, it represented...
Then that's fine,
nothing about it. But that's not the point.
Okay.
You owe your duty to your limited partners that you are doing your research. You know, you're doing your research on a founder, whether they are ethical or not just effective altruism for the sake of it. They need to do this research, because what has happened? They've given this guy the fuel, which is the money
and the trust,
and he rose.
Okay, so you're saying we shouldn't see this. Yeah, I'm a trader, right? So I see it from a risk angle. So if he covered his risk, I mean, Sequoia's fine. But you're saying that's not the only thing they have to do to society. It's also they do their due diligence, which basically means you go through the company and their financials and what they're actually doing, if it's legally, ethically correct.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're saying they should have found out about this Alameda, or one of these guys should have found out about Alameda because it was effectively a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, I mean, it may not be the Ponzi scheme at that time, but there was a lot of red flags. For example, how can you give multi-million dollars to a startup that doesn't even have a board?
But
nobody knows of the people who are in the board. That's corporate governance 101, and
But isn't that the first thing a VC does? Like, he gets a board seat. I mean, that's like...
Apparently, that's not what they did over there.
Tell me this, like, I mean, what if, like, oh, I see what you're saying. So their job is to do due diligence.
Their job, that's what they get paid for, to do due diligence and generate alpha for their investors.
So it's just FOMO investing.
It was FOMO investing, and it's on record out there. There was some news article over there that one of the partners, he was on a Zoom call with him, and he was playing League of Legends, and they said...
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
You saw that?
Yeah,
exactly.
So a GP or our partner was seeing him play a game, and that was the Zoom call.
And he had that gut feeling in one day.
Sahi banda hai.
हाँ, सही बंदा है. ये हो गया इनका due diligence. So the point, I guess the larger point is, they owe a duty that they are not giving money out to frauds, you know?
But I mean, if the founder hid it, then how will they find out? Yeah, I mean...
तो due diligence का मतलब ही क्या होता है फिर?
ठीक है, okay, fair enough.
इससे ज़्यादा इससे ज़्यादा फिर ना हमें बुलाना होगा उन लोगों को कि एक ना venture capital की क्लास दे दे कि due diligence कैसे करते हैं.
ठीक है, fair enough. And these guys, these billions of transactions a day, so it of course seemed like it's doing well. So far, we've understood his story. FTX is doing well. Binance has invested. It's grown. How did it suddenly become zero in 2 days?
Sure. So November 2021 was the peak of the crypto bull market.
Okay.
And after that, things started crashing in valuation, and that was because of the macro fundamentals.
Whatever happened, basically valuation गिर गया, it fell.
Crypto market नीचे जाने लगे.
Got it.
उसकी वजह से जो काफी over leverage जो companies थी ना, जैसे कि Voyager हो गई, जैसे कि 3 Arrows Capital.
What are these? These are investors.
No. These are actual companies that provide services to retail investors.
Okay.
कि Voyager एक ऐसी company थी कि आप हमको पैसे दो और टोकन खरीदो और हमारे पास ही रखो, हम आपको 8% इंटरेस्ट देंगे.
ये स्टेकिंग कुछ था क्या?
हाँ ऐसा.
अलग ही दुनिया है यार.
अलग ही दुनिया है.
God, अच्छा ठीक है, but ठीक है. They were connected to crypto, and because valuations fell, they also died.
Basically, फंडा ये है, leveraged companies थी.
Got it.
जितने पैसे होने चाहिए थे, उससे कई ज़्यादा का
Everything in finance comes down to leverage.
Absolutely. Everything is leverage.
Everything is leverage.
So ये सारी companies जो है, ये they were over leveraged. And when the US central bank Fed, they decided that they are going to increase their interest rate, the valuations of whether it was equities or cryptos, they got into trouble. They were declaring bankruptcy.
But this is happening in normal financial markets also.
हाँ, लेकिन यहाँ पर
It's far worse.
यहाँ पर far worse ना, क्योंकि अगर आप देखो क्रिप्टो का ओवरऑल मार्केट कैप वो बहुत ही कम है. It's less than 1 trillion. ग्लोबल फाइनेंशियल मार्केट तो 100, 200, 300 ट्रिलियन डॉलर्स की मार्केट है. तो यहाँ पर इतने कम बेस पे भी इतना ज्यादा लेवरेज ये कंपनीज उठा रही थी ना, उसकी वजह से they got exposed.
I mean, there's something to be said about like financial systems evolving over the last 100 years, right? Of course, you have checks and balances for a reason. Some of them may be archaic, but some of them just work, I guess, right?
Yeah, look, it works, but that's where you need strong regulations. यहाँ पर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ये एकदम नई टेक्नोलॉजी है, नई इंडस्ट्री है ना, तो रेगुलेटर्स they do not understand it that much well.
Got it.
तो ये कैस्केड होने लग गया, कंपनीज बैंकरप्ट होने लगी थी. Alameda Research का एक्सपोजर था इन कंपनीज पे, ठीक है?
Okay.
And then they also started their venture capital arm. तो वेंचर कैपिटल आर्म में खुद का पैसा डाल रहे हैं ये लोग. तो इनको फिर लगा कि यार मार्केट नीचे जा रही है, तो अब ये कहाँ से ये पैसे और लेके आएंगे. FTX सिस्टर कंपनी है, उन्होंने कस्टमर फंड्स Alameda Research को देने लग
वो
गए.
एक मिनट रुको. Okay, so you're saying in the general stock market, the equivalent would be if I own stocks and somehow CDSL took money out of my stocks and just gave it to a third party and they started using the money, which is impossible, by the way, in a current financial system. But somehow these guys did it because the crypto exchange was FTX, but it was stored at Alameda. He basically took customer funds out. But if you had money stored in FTX,
illegal.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
And gave it to Alameda and said, now do something with this.
Generate return, और वो return के बजाय और ज़्यादा lose करने लग गए पैसे.
Wow.
And they are market makers.
So that's what makes it, okay, interesting.
Yeah, so they lost money there.
These guys to go to jail, man.
He should, but anyways, अभी उसके tweet देखोगे ना तो ऐसे लग रहा है कि their lawyers have told him कि insanity, we'll defend you on insanity so that you don't go to jail, but that's another story. But yeah, he deserves to go to jail.
Interesting. What's the lesson over here, right? I guess the lesson is, you told me, not your keys, not your coins.
Yeah, look, not your keys, not your coins mean कि crypto uses blockchain technology.
Right.
And that is a decentralized peer-to-peer network.
Peer-to-peer. So there shouldn't be these guys in between.
हाँ, तो जब कोई token create करता है ना, वो blockchain network पे create होता है वो token. तो those tokens are designed to be stored in self-custody.
Which is?
Which is ये हमारे दोस्तों का hardware wallet. ये hardware wallet, if you have a hardware wallet like this gives you so much of security and you can store your tokens over here and you effectively become your own bank.
Okay, so what you're saying is, you go to an exchange, you do the exchange, you do the transaction, transfer it back to this personal wallet. Any personal wallet.
Or MetaMask.
MetaMask, Ledger, or kaun se hain?
There is a Trezor is there.
Any of these?
Yeah.
And so now you own it, you are the bank.
Now you are the bank, that's right.
That's the point.
You are responsible for the security, there is no counterparty risk.
And another lesson from this is, don't trust influencers, guys. If a person is not an expert, I don't know, man, like...
Yeah, don't trust influencers. Like, check what they're talking about, what they're, have they learned about this, or they are just making content so that they can earn $10 commission, like most of these influencers were doing. Use my link, you'll get a $10 free token. And that's how it became so popular. Or celebrity endorsement. Do your research.
Another thing you told me is Bitcoin ek jagah hai, and then every other coin is altcoin.
Yes, I think that's very important to recognize. Bitcoin is a decentralized peer-to-peer network. It is still functioning no matter what is happening in the crypto industry. The blockchain network is still functioning after every 10 minutes. The block is getting created and transactions are going through in a decentralized peer-to-peer manner.
There's no intermediary.
There is no intermediary. So there is Bitcoin that has been functioning since January 2009.
And it's working fine.
For 13 years, it's working fine. It's working as it should be. It's coded to work in a certain way. It's working like that. And then there are altcoins.
All other coins are altcoins.
All other coins are altcoins.
Alternative coins.
Yes. Within alternative coins, there is Ethereum, which is the smart contracts platform. But within altcoins, there is Ethereum, and there is the rest like FTT and all, which is not decentralized, guys.
So see, I don't think a lot of people, if you're watching this, you obviously don't, like me, don't understand altcoins. A safer thing to understand is either do super good research in these other coins and see are they actually peer-to-peer, if they are interesting. Otherwise, Bitcoin is relatively safe, which I'm saying relatively, comparative to other altcoins, because the system is actually working.
Yes.
But there's something I still don't understand about Bitcoin.
उसके लिए अलग वीडियो बनाएंगे.
People don't use, but ठीक है, okay, अलग वीडियो.
उसके लिए अलग वीडियो बनाएंगे. पर एक चीज मैंने ये जरूर कहनी है, ये चाहे अमेरिका में होए, चाहे इंडिया में होए, जो इन्फ्लुएंसर्स होते हैं ना, वो बस एक चीज कह देंगे, यहाँ पर पैसे डाल दो, 8% आपको मिलेगा. उसके बारे टोकन के बारे कुछ रिसर्च नहीं करेंगे. Don't go with that greed. Do your research. This is the same greed that has brought the industry down, which is leverage. पूछो दिमाग से अपने वो निकालो कि भैया ये जो प्लेटफॉर्म है आपको 8% दे रहा है, कैसे दे रहा है?
Yeah, I think simple, right? If you don't understand something, just don't trade, don't do anything, man. Including stocks, including everything, right? Just don't do it.
And also, celebrity endorsement किसी ने कर दिया या कई VC जो बड़ा VC है उसने पैसे डाल दिया, भैया तब भी अपना दिमाग लगाओ. कुछ भरोसा नहीं इन लोगों का, इनको क्या ड्यू डिलिजेंस.
अब फ्यूचर बताओ यार, अब क्या होगा? Like एक तो I think everyone's going to be freaking regulated now. No Bahama bullshit. Everyone's going to be regulated, or you just. I think users will not trade or invest in something that's unregulated anymore. I think that to
I doubt, but I think regulations are coming.
Okay.
I think regulations are definitely coming because a lot of people have lost money. A lot of powerful people have lost money in FTX. So the trust within crypto is gone.
Yeah.
It's like 2013 when it comes to the trust. So we've gone back in the
But
dark
blockchain
ages.
still works. Crypto failed in terms of trust.
Blockchain technology is awesome.
Yeah. And people confuse...
People confuse between them. Crypto is not equal to blockchain, and blockchain is not equal to crypto. They are crypto is part of blockchain technology. So they both, don't think they both are equal.
Yeah,
Crypto
okay.
is the fuel of blockchain technology in certain cases.
It's one use case, I guess.
It's one use case, exactly. So blockchain technology खराब नहीं है. उल्टा blockchain technology बहुत ही अच्छी है, बहुत disruptive है. But हाँ, regulations are coming.
Yeah.
Especially for centralized exchanges. Regulations are coming. और कई angles हैं इसके साथ जो अमेरिका में है. He was the second largest donor for the Democratic Party. He was very well connected with the SEC chair Gary. तो look, stay tuned.
So there's like a political angle to this as well.
Political angle है. Crypto businesses, hedge funds जो है, इन सब जो contagion है ना, $50 billion का यहाँ से, कुछ भी हो सकता है. हर दिन आप सुन सकते हो कि ये hedge fund bankrupt हो गया क्योंकि इनके पैसे.
So I guess some crypto businesses, hedge funds and VCs, which are really invested in crypto, at least in the short term, will see some bad news coming to their LPs.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, cool. I think this is interesting. I don't know if it was super complicated or super diluted. Yeah, I mean, we have an expert over here and you have like complete bozo. So I hope we were like middle ground. But put it in the comments if this was interesting. We can do more such discussions. Should we make it shorter? Should we go deeper? Yeah, and you know, Shiv is always happy to come and do this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.